Jack Daniels, never heard of him. But we are going to try Samuel Joe's whiskey mixed with Coke, a pre-mixed whiskey and mixer drink from Aldi, specially produced by Aldi. So let's see if it's actually any good. So as I said, Samuel Joe's whiskey, which is Aldi's own brand whiskey, and Vive cola, which is Aldi's own brand cola, mixed together in a 5% pre-canned whiskey and Coke concoction. There's this going round quite a bit. You know, you can get a Jack Daniels and Coke one. You can get a lot of pre-mixed cans in quite a lot of supermarkets. Now Aldi, they've marked this down as new. I'm surprised they haven't done this already, but it is down as new on the shelf of for £1.79, I think, around that mark. I will put on the screen there, maybe there, how much it actually was. But it's around about that mark, so quite affordable and probably a cut above the rest, above these other branded versions. But let's see if this tastes any good and it's worth buying over the other ones. So I'm going to pour this into a glass. You're just going to look like Coke is what I expect. And yeah, it literally looks like I'm pouring out a glass of Coke. Yep, I get Coca-Cola, but also I do get that distinctive whiskey smell of sort of, well, if you've ever had a barrel-aged beer, it smells like a barrel-aged beer. You got that very distinctive whiskey aroma, sort of oakiness, smokiness. So, not too bad so far. It is quite sweet, which is kind of what I was worried about with this. Most own brand Cokes are quite overly sweetened. We tend to not get them because we don't like that sort of roller cola aesthetic of really heavily sugared to take away the, I guess, taste of it not quite tasting like Coke. But yeah, I mean, I definitely get a whiskey and Coke vibe. So that is, I guess, good for what it's trying to be. Let's give it a taste. Okay. What shall I start first with, the Coke or the whiskey? Let's start with the Coke. So yeah, it is quite sweet. Very much heavy fronted sweetness, which is kind of taking away some of the taste of the whiskey, which, coming on to that, I am getting a nice whiskey flavour. Let's say sort of oaky, smoked, that kind of vibe. So not a bad effort, really, all things considering. Like I say, the Coke's kind of putting me off this to a degree. It is heavily sweetened. I wonder if it says how much sugar's in the can. It feels very sweet. It does not, actually. I don't suppose it would, to be fair. But yeah, there's a very heavy sweetness to this. It's like someone made a whiskey and Coke and put about 2 cubes of sugar in it, maybe even 3. It's very sweet. However, for the price, I'd probably say it is, for the price, it's probably not bad. Honestly, Would I have it again? Yeah, I could drink this again. I may need to come down with a sugar crash later, but it is pretty nice. So, would I take this over a, Jack Daniels and Coke? Or a other whiskey and Coke? Probably not, but for the price, and if you're on your weekly shop and you fancy a whiskey and Coke without having to buy a bottle of whiskey for 20 odd quid and a couple of bottles of Coke for a couple of quid each, this is pretty a pretty good alternative. Especially if you're going to buy the own brand versions anyway. You might as well just, cut out the middleman and get a pre-mixed one. So that's going to do it for today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I will see you on the next review. Cheers.